I appreciate you joining me. Please tell me this. You're how old now?
I'm 14. Thanks for having
14
me.
years old. Okay. And you started investing how many years ago and why?
About a year and a half, 2 years ago, and
Okay.
then I started trade. It was in quarantine actually.
So it was just after COVID. It wasn't even pre-COVID.
I think it was actually around August, not really 2 years, but this is what happened. So I was just trying to find ways to make money during quarantine, because it was online school, whatever. And then
Right.
I was watching YouTube videos online to how to make money as a teen, and then I came across drop shipping. So then I tried drop shipping for like 1, 2 months. Like, to be honest, I failed, but like I learned a lot, but I knew it just wasn't for me. Like,
Drop shipping like you were selling someone's product.
yeah, exactly.
Okay. Nothing to do with trading.
Nope, nothing.
Okay. Gotcha.
And then I was just like, I kept trying to find different ways because like I did not like drop shipping too much. And then I was actually scrolling on my phone on TikTok, and then I found like a trading video.
Okay.
And then like this guy was still selling his course or something. I didn't buy it, but like it was like how I make millions as a teen, blah 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 blah, trading stocks. So then I did some research on it, and like I really liked it. So then I started trading.
That's awesome. And okay, so you're at the time, let's say a year and a half ago. So you're like between 12 and 13, okay, which is
Yeah.
something. Now, are you into math? I was a big math guy.
Well, I take honors math, honors geometry, so
Okay.
like kind
Well,
of, I
you're in what
guess.
grade?
Ninth.
Ninth grade. Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. What I do to trade with you, buddy, I can't tell you. I mean, you could live in this great apartment and I'll just go back to school. I mean, but with what I know now, oh my
That's a
God.
sick apartment. I see like the
It,
background. It's like,
yeah, it's pretty good setup I have. This is my studio here. I'll have to
oh
give you a
yeah.
tour someday. And you're from where? Are you in Florida too, like
No,
me?
I'm in Michigan.
Michigan. Okay, completely opposite.
Oh, are you in
Excellent.
Miami?
Yeah, I'm in
Oh,
Miami.
that's sick.
So here's what I want to know. Two things right away. And then we're gonna get into because I want people to learn from both you and I different spectrums of like trading, how I look at the market, how you look at the market. Because most importantly, the people watching this, they want to make money, like you when you
Yeah.
said you watch videos. So we'll get into it real quick. How much did you start trading with when you got into trading?
So first it was a couple thousand, and like obviously before I got to the point where I'm making like money and like I got a strategy, I lost. I blew a couple accounts.
Yeah.
So probably like
Nothing's funny about that. We all
yeah,
do it, right? And it
two probably
sucks.
like a couple accounts blown with like a couple thousand, and then I started an account. Like, I felt like I knew it with like 7,000, I think, and then I took that account to like 30,000, and then it went back down to like back down to 10, and then like I
Right.
learned from my mistakes, and then from there it just like went up.
Okay, so the biggest lesson you learned,
The biggest lesson I learned is probably to learn from your mistakes,
but what
not
was your biggest
be
mistake that you just bought too soon? That you
no,
bought
so
too many? Because you trade options, I'm assuming, correct? Or
yeah,
do you
yeah,
trade?
options and
I saw you used to
OTC.
trade penny stocks, which is why how I followed you
Yeah, I still
because I
do.
agreed with you on a couple penny stocks, and I was like, wow. 14 years old, I didn't even know what the stock market was. I don't think I was big in Monopoly. So I was saying, okay, I'll give you my biggest lesson. Okay, my biggest lesson between 9:30 and 10:30 in the morning. The spreads are just so great between options. So if you think something is going to go down, instead of the spread is $2 and $3, I'm telling my people, you know what? Come up with a percentage like 40% off the bid, and that's where you put it in, where you're comfortable if it gets executed. So it's $1 bid, it's 150 on the ask, and they're putting it in at like 65 cents, which is a 35% discount. So then the market opens its violence between 9:30 and 10:30. So it's like like
Yeah,
this. You look and if you're like, oh my God, it dropped. And before you know it, it's like up like today. It would like dropped real quick
yeah.
and then went up. But the point is, if you put in your trade ahead of time, you get it triggered. But other than that, I tell people to stay away until at least 11 a.m. because the market kind of like settles. And then the other thing I say is the market either gets better, like say it's at 10 a.m. and the market's having a good day, it'll get better by 11. Whereas if the market's having a crappy day and it's 10:14 a.m. and you're thinking you called the bottom because it looks like it's turning,
Wait till
wait,
11.
right? Because usually the worst of the worst is between like 11 and 11:05 a.m. And the
Yeah.
best of the best when the market spikes, it's usually around the same time. It's a crazy occurrence, but that way it settles. So that's what I've learned. Plus, I used to jump in way too soon. I'd be like, oh, I
Uh,
know I'm going to be right about this, and
yeah.
I would buy like $20,000 worth, And then
Wow.
I'd be down. I'd look at my phone. Hey, did he execute? I'm looking at my phone. I'm like, oh, it executed, and now I'm down like 30%.
Oh, so yeah, one time like I put in a buy to like Tesla contracts, and then I thought I put them out. I didn't fill, and then whatever I went with my day, and like Tesla dropped a lot, and like I don't think I put too much in it, 1 or 2,000, and then I just looked at my phone and I was down like $800 or something, 50% because I
Right.
forgot to cancel my order.
That's so
And like
sick.
another one, it just happened to me a couple weeks ago with CFVI. Remember when the DWAC pump came with CFVI, like they were to rumored to rumble or something.
Right.
Yeah, I put like buys in super cheap, and and then it flushed, and then I got filled, and it kept going down, and then I ended up selling for a loss, and then right, and I sold it ripped. So
Institutions, when they buy options contracts, if they're down 50%, they cut their loss and they exit out. Me, I average down and go out a couple weeks. What's your stop loss or?
so it matters, like for different stocks. So sometimes, okay, say I buy in a resistance break. I'll stop out if it goes under the resistance because resistance becomes support, and then
Mhm.
Like I usually it's like this if it goes under resistance, but sometimes I do a 20% stop loss, and then for lottos I usually just let it ride,
Okay.
and then
What's your favorite kind of investing? Do you like Lotto Thursdays and Fridays?
yeah, I like
Yes.
lottos a lot.
Okay, let's explain that to everybody. So, if you're buying it on Thursday and it expires Friday, or you're buying it Friday morning and it expires Friday, you can get a huge return. So,
Yeah.
what's the most you put into like a Lotto play? Tell me about your best Lotto play.
Okay. Ticker ORPH. It was like a FDA news or something, and I actually put like I don't know why I went so heavy in a lotto. I put like 2,500 in a lotto, and it
Okay.
was FDA news overnight. And then I thought I was so hyped. It's like okay, so like a different stock. This guy called out on his Twitter. They did FDA news, and they ran like the stock was $150 and it went to 300. It was like BIIB, I think.
Mm-hmm.
This is like I wasn't too smart, so then I put a lot in it, and then like I was up 100% in the beginning, and then this is like I out the day before, and I
Right.
sold a little bit because I was like I might as well ride free, but then I bought them back because I was like I
Because
got
it was
that
so good the
FOMO,
first time.
The next day they opened up minus 90%, 95%, and I was crushed.
Yeah, I have a story like that. I once had this account, right? And it told me it started like 28,000 on the day and then it went to
Yeah.
23. And I traded like a bunch, but it went to 23 and it said, gave me a warning, said, if you close under 25, you have to do this. And I was like, okay, well, I shouldn't sell my position. And instead of not selling my position,
Oh my,
when I
that's
woke up the
happening.
next day, instead of 23,500, it was worth 1,500. And I was
Oh my.
happy that I got 1,500 out of it because it went to zero. And I was just like, but it was crazy. It was like you said, news came out, right? And I was like, oh man, that sounds awesome. It's crazy, right? You think the news is good, and what do? They sell it,
Yeah,
right?
sell the news by the rumor.
Sell the news by the rumor. Awesome, awesome. So listen, I know people are interested in. I always get asked what my watch list is. How do I find stocks? Where do I come up with these stocks? How do I know there's going to be demand? Where do you find out with your watch list? And is there anything like what's at the top of your watch list now?
For this week, I just made one. I'm watching AMD this week. Well, this is Sunday. I put up a watch list. AMD was in it. To be honest, every day I do a different watch list, but
What do you base it off of though? Just like
I just do like I have a list of the main like stocks that I like to trade, like Tesla, BA, AMD, SPY, QQQ.
I got it up here with us. Let me
Oh
see if I can
yeah,
pull up AMD. And you tell me, I think I know when you found AMD. Did you find it here at this 100 when it already rebounded and came back down? Or did you find it here?
I found it. Well, so actually, I traded puts when it broke 100, and I took a little loss because then it ended up bouncing under 100.
Right.
And then I was watching it right the second time it bounced off 100. I was watching it long because I'm like, oh, it bounced off support.
Okay, so you were playing puts. You thought it might even go lower than here, correct? Like lower than
Yeah, because like
99.
I thought it broke that 100 psych level, but then it ended up being a fake out.
Yeah. No, I listen. You're 100% correct. So the market did fake us out, right?
Yeah,
Just so we're all on the same plane because they were selling heavy Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. They didn't want to own anything. The market ended at the worst each of the days.
yeah,
And then all of a sudden when it sold off Monday, they bought it back 1,000 points. And then Tuesday was like 800 points.
it's
And you're
crazy.
thinking, tell me what you're thinking. That's what I want to know. Because I know what I was thinking. But at 14, you're at school, right?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me
So
what's going on when you're watching your phone and the market rebounds 1,000 points. Just give me
I
like
I've
your
never seen that in my life, so I was like in shock. I was like texting my friends that also trade. They're not my age, obviously, but, like my trading friends. I'm like,
yeah.
"Yo, what the heck? I've never seen this." Like, wasn't it down like 3-4%, and then it went like almost green, or did it even go? I'm not
Yeah,
even
yeah,
sure,
yeah.
but
No, it did. It went green.
yeah,
It
I
went
did
green
went
and then
green.
they
I was
sold
like,
it off.
I was
But yeah.
I was playing calls actually. I got really lucky. I made like 260% on those on calls, and I was like tripping. I was like, cause I thought I was like, I've never seen the market down 4%. So I took some lotto calls and I made money. But in my head, I was like, a lot of people were bearish. So in my
Mhm.
opinion, I was bullish because like I feel like whenever everyone's too like biased on one side, the other side happens.
That's me. I'm a contrarian. It
Yeah,
means you think the opposite of what everybody else is
yeah,
thinking. They're
reverse
selling.
psychology.
Do you trade on your phone, on a computer?
So at school, I trade on my phone, but when I'm home, I trade on my computer.
Okay. And when you're in class, are you allowed to break this out, or are you one of those guys that's like opening your desk and the phone's kind of there? And
So like different teachers, like some classes, I'm like that guy who's like I'm like covering it with my arm like that, and
yeah.
then in different classes, they don't care. How about like my teacher today, a couple of days ago, he was like, "What should I buy, PB? What stock should I buy?"
Okay, I was
I,
going to ask you. I would come. Listen, if I was a teacher, I mean, your friends know you invest. I'm assuming, correct?
yeah,
Right. So I'm assuming your teachers do. I would come to you. How many people come to you? And does it happen every day?
yeah, it happens every day.
And is it the same kids, new kids? Is it their dad asking them to ask you? That would be awesome.
I
It
have
totally
honestly
is.
no idea because like I don't tell anybody because like I'd feel like what if it goes down, like I wouldn't want to tell anyone.
See, yeah, I feel bad if I say something and it goes down, but as long as people have strategy and you know how to average down and you give
Yeah,
yourself enough time.
I always tell them go to my Twitter.
So your Twitter is PBInvesting, just so everybody knows, and we'll
Yeah.
put a link below. But that's so cool. So on your watch list now, how do you find your watch list? Do you go to like the most actively traded stocks? Are you looking for the ones
So
that sold off the most, or what do you do
I do it
before
at
school?
night.
At night, okay.
Yeah. So first one, I'm doing my small cap watch list. For small caps, it's more like I look at like very sold off stocks, and you could do that off Weeble Top Gainers, which is where I usually do it, or I
Okay.
do it off like for the morning pre-market gainers. I just watch like the top gainers like a hawk, and then like I have my Twitter pulled up, so like if something's popping up randomly on volume, I like search it up and see what the news is and like see if I like it.
And you could do all that quick enough. I'm just wondering. Okay, let's do it. Let's do a time events. Okay, so you're watching top five gainers, and it's like, let's just say 1 through 5. Let's just call them instead of names,
Yeah.
right? So they're all up 40%, 35, 33, 28, 22. Okay. Then you go on Twitter and you enter the symbols and do a search or
Yeah,
something.
and I have I follow a couple accounts that like give me the news fast. Like sometimes it's like news I stay out of. Like sometimes the FDA acceptance news, if you get that, it's usually too late because they're
Right.
already
So if
up
it's a
too much.
biotech company, you might be
Yeah,
more wary.
yeah,
Okay.
but when it's like a buyout, usually the company that gets it bought out goes up, but then the company that buys the stock doesn't usually do good. But yeah, I usually just do Weeble Top Gainers, and I follow accounts on
Right.
Twitter that like give me the news, and like if
So
it's
you
not
got a
showing,
top five gainer. Let's say it's up 40%. Let's just say company one is up 40%, and you read the news, you like the news. So now do you tell yourself it can go up 80% on the day? Like, or do you say, hey, wait a minute, PB, I'm gonna wait for it to come back a little more like 20%, and then I'm gonna hop in because that'll give me some room.
so I use an indicator. It's called the 9 EMA. Basically, I go on the 5-minute chart, and then I wait for it to retrace the 9 EMA if I like it, and then I buy it there.
Okay, and what are you paying the ask bid, or you don't
I
care?
just
You just
slap
want
it.
you just slap it right there. Okay.
It's
See,
usually
that's
not that big of
completely
a spread.
completely different. But tell me more. I mean, just because when I trade, right, I have a video. It's called the nibble, right, and this is for options. Okay, so it just means you're watching Square and you're willing to pay $400 for Square on Friday. It's Monday, and I say nibble. Try and save 37%. Come up with a percentage because I keep a spreadsheet. So whenever I buy something, I look at how much lower it could potentially go throughout the rest
Yeah,
of the
for sure.
day. And I call that min entry. So this is how much I missed by. So just if I'm going to buy something and I see that I missed this whole week by minimum 20%, 20 to 24, I'm like, okay, instead of paying 500, I'm going to pay 400. And lo and behold, I call the bottom every time when I use math.
Yeah, so for me, like, so before I enter a trade, I have a risk level, and then that 90 MA is usually I'm buying it on a dip, which I'm not holding these, swinging these or anything. I'm getting in and out, I'm getting my 10, 20%, and I'm selling,
Okay, so that's
So
common, 10 or
yeah,
20% for you. So you're
yeah,
looking for high volatility,
for the small caps, high
right? Big
volatility.
mover in the morning, and you're looking so something's up 40%, and you can find it at a discount. Now it's only up 19%. You're in. When it pops, you're out.
Yeah, but it matters, like, if the charts, if I don't like how the chart's looking, like,
Mhm.
usually if it's flagging, then I'll try
Right.
to buy it on the bottom support of the flag, and then I can always sell on the little pop that it always does, like that wick.
And then do you share your trade?
If something's very risky, I'm not gonna put it to my Twitter followers because I know some of them are like, they're not trying. I'm not trying to like put them in that kind of risk.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No doubt, no doubt. I'm surprised you don't have like a 5-star risk, 1-star risk, something like that. But it's tough. People follow so many people. So you send one thing out, and 2 days later, they're like, "Hey, how about XYZ stock?" And you're like, "Yeah, I sold that yesterday for
Yeah,
25%, right?"
I
So
always,
there's some guilt in there. I'm getting. I mean, how do you deal with that?
to be
It's got to
honest,
be
like,
tough because
yeah,
I
I
struggle.
totally.
Yeah.
It is. Well, I just usually like, when I'm tweeting, like I'll say, take, don't be scared to take your profits, or I don't really say sell because like I don't want that to have like a indication and like
Mhm.
someone say, but I'll just be like taking some profits here, letting some ride, or like stuff like that. Like I don't really say I'm selling, but like I give indications.
And is that how you trade? Will you sell half? Say you have four
Yeah,
contracts of Tesla, you'll sell two and hold two, maybe, or something to that
yeah. Cause
extent.
say if I'm up 100% and I think I can go more, I'll sell two and let the two ride because even if they go down, I'm still making money.
Oh, here's not a great story. So I saw a tweet yours the other day. You had Tesla, you were in, which was impressive, like 34 cents, 42 cents, and then you're out at like 85 cents or something like that, which is a 100%
Tesla.
return. And then you wrote like, now it's currently up 2,000%. I
Oh
was like,
my gosh. That time. So listen, it was there was 5 minutes to close. I was playing same day expiration,
right.
and I only put like $500 in it, and I sold for a double,
Hmm.
and then it ended up going 2,000% in like 3 minutes, and I got so mad. I'm like, why didn't I leave at least a couple to ride? And
Yeah, here I got a
that
good
was the
story for you.
story.
I was in SPY puts, and I said the SPY is going to go down. It was like 2 weeks ago, or yeah, probably like 10 days ago. And I was talking to a client of mine, and I was supposed to get $100,000 from him. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to pay you till May." And I was so frustrated, and I had 9,600 in SPY puts, and I'm like, "I guess I don't want to lose $9,000. Let me just close them out." And literally 10 minutes later, the SPY threw up on itself, went down like 3 points, which I would have been
Oh,
holding. By the end of the day, I would have made
oh, from
$108,000
that
on the SPY puts
9K.
from 9,600. And one door opens, another door closes anyway. So that miffed me for a couple days. How do
Yeah.
you get over something like that?
So to be I
Frustration.
it sucks, man. Like usually I'm mad, but then I just tell myself like, what am I gonna do now? There's no reason to be mad about it. There's nothing I could do. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. The best traders.
Okay, that's some honest advice right there. I mean, that's
Yeah.
some really good advice. Okay, longest losing streak you've had. Like you're just off one day and you're like, okay, I'm going to do that. And it always makes sense. So tell me about that struggle.
Couple weeks maybe red,
Okay.
all red. And then this sucks because when I ended up like cutting the bags that I got bagged in, they all ran up. Honestly, I just recouped and then I just told myself, like I'm tired of losing money.
Yeah.
And like I just was just hard on myself. And then what I did is I traded with less size,
Okay.
and that just started like compounding little gains until like, and not trying to go for big runners like I was with how I was getting red all those weeks. Like I got red, I was like, okay, let me hit this for a lot so I don't so it covers yesterday. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you ration it out. No, because a
Yeah.
lot of people they haven't had that light bulb moment, and it's I've had times where I've struggled probably like 8 out of 9 trading days, and I trade pretty good. So I just kept getting whipped back and forth,
Oh yeah.
and I'm like, I don't even know what to do. And I told myself one day like I wasn't going to trade till 2 p.m. And then people laughed at me. They're like, "Are you not going to like?" Have
Yeah.
you ever gone a full day without trading?
Yeah.
You do, okay,
I have.
all the time or randomly?
So like I was sometimes like I have midterms or something, they take my phone. So that's
That's not
so it's
funny.
not purposely not trading, but I mean it is.
I got a question for you. How supportive are your parents? And,
They're
and
very
and
supportive.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And do you
Yeah.
have like a cool trading system set up? I'm assuming. I mean, that's what I would work on if I was you, right?
Yeah, dude. So my parents actually, when I told them I wanted to start trading and stuff, my dad, he has like a couple friends in the trading business, and then
Yeah.
he hooked me up with them, and like we were talking, and then they told me to buy something, and then I went up like probably like 100% or something in like a
Hmm.
couple days. But like I didn't know, I was like, oh, it's gonna keep going up to the moon,
Right.
and then ended up going down. But yeah, my parents are they're very supportive of me, and but they tell me like I have to get good grades if I want to keep trading.
Yeah, well, I know you play football. So what
Yeah,
else do you do? Because some people complain like this, right? I'll tell you and then I'll let you answer. Some people say, Matt, I got a day job. Dude, I am an ER doctor. And I'm like, well, you can't trade the market if you're working all night and you sleep all day, right?
yeah.
So tell everybody what you do. Because I know you play football and obviously you do other stuff and you've got a gaming chair and
Yeah.
also.
So like my whole life I've been a multitasker. So I've always been like multitasking and then doing stuff and stuff on the side. So like to be honest, it comes very easy to me. Like I play multiple sports. Like right now I'm playing basketball while like in school, taking honors classes and trading basically all day at school on my phone. But
Classic.
yeah. I
And
mean,
what kind of goals do you have, man? What are you gonna do? Let's say, because I don't think you've made a million yet, or maybe you
no,
have, and you'll just surprise me.
I
But
haven't.
let's say, okay, so you make your first million, and we won't tell people when or whatever, and you don't have to announce it. No one, people will follow you around. But what's the best thing you're gonna buy?
Ah man, maybe like when I hit 5 million, I'll buy a Lambo or something.
Okay, so a sweet car.
Yeah, like a sweet car, probably like a house or something, or like a nice apartment or condo. Or
Oh, what do you do with haters, bro?
I just ignore them, man. They motivate me.
Yeah.
I got a lot of haters. People actually think that I'm like a 30-year-old guy behind my Twitter account. Like I've gotten so much people telling me that, and I'm like, what
Yeah, I
am I
was I,
gonna
I
say,
was just curious because people hate on everybody, right? No
Yeah, of
matter what
course.
they say, if somebody differs from your opinion, they hate you and they're mean. So I'm thinking maybe you don't have them, but I'm thinking people today are real, a-holes, and they
Yeah.
probably are even just as mean to you. Give me like an example or two, like somebody threw you for a loop. Like, how could they say something?
People are like, okay, look at my viral tweet that was like trading in the back of class on 14-year-old. It's all hate. It's like people are like, oh, mommy and daddy money, like, oh, um, trust fund, blah blah blah, like saying random stuff like you get bullied, I throw you in a locker. Like, what am I gonna say?
It's just
I
imagine,
don't
bro.
care. Like, if you're in a place where you're hating on a 14-year-old, that just
Right.
tells me that I'm higher than where you at right now.
No doubt. Listen, you impressed me. I told you before we even started talking. I've spoke to a lot of people, and I was most excited to talk to you because just to recap for everybody, you didn't get into trading originally. You were just trying to hustle and make money.
Yeah,
You were doing other stuff, and you mentioned you were doing something Amazon like
drop shipping.
repackaging. So did you have paper cuts on your hands from all
No,
those
so the way
tape
drop
on?
shipping works is basically all you have to do is create the website and then market it, and then all they do when once
Oh,
someone buys it, the Alibaba sends it to them, and they just
gotcha.
pay like a shipping fee. So it's honestly very like
So you're
easy.
getting so it's how well you digitally market your
Exactly. Like
company
I
that you
buy it for
built.
$30
I
and then
gotcha.
sell it for $60.
Okay, well, that tells you our age different. When I was younger, and somebody would do that, and I would have to wrap gifts because we had a business where I'd have to send out like 300 end of year gifts. I would
Oh,
use
so you have to
packing
wrap
tape,
it.
man, and I would have cuts all over my hands. So that's how
Oh
I would
yeah,
grind for extra money.
that's good.
I would ask for $15 an hour, and that was a long time ago. It was good
Yeah,
money.
that's good
So
then.
let's go into last year without getting specific. What kind of money have you made in the market?
But last year was I started the year off pretty tough, like, cause I was still a beginner trader, and then towards the end of the year, I definitely like doubled and tripled my account to like the five figures, like in the five-figure
Yeah,
range.
sweet.
And then from there, I've just been grinding. Like some of my accounts are like up 1,000%, and some of them, like for example, like remember when the Fune, DWAC, all those are running like crazy?
Mhm.
I took like I was gonna do a challenge account on my Twitter, like $750 to 10K, and then like from in 1 week, I probably turned like that $750 to like 8,000
Right.
from all those easy small cap. You buy it, it's overnight gapper from
It's crazy.
1,000%.
It was a good time though.
Yeah, I was grateful for that time.